Welcome once again to our commerce classroom. In this session, we will discuss about capacity to contract. Capacity to contract. The parties who enter into a contract must have the capacity to do so. The parties who are entering into a contract must have the capacity to do so. The capacity here means competence of parties to enter into a valid contract. Capacity here means the legal competence of parties to enter into a contract. Every person who has attained the age of majority, he is of sound mind and is not otherwise disqualified from entering into a contract, is competent to contract. Under section 11 of the Act, every person who has attained the age of majority, he is of sound mind and is not otherwise disqualified from contracting, is competent to contract. Then minor. Who is a minor? A minor is a person who has not completed 18 years of age. A minor is a person who has not completed 18 years of age, but where a guardian has been appointed to a minor under the Guardians and Wards Act, or where the minor is under the Court of Wards, he attained majority at the age of 21. Then we discuss about the position as regards the agreement of a minor. The position as regards the agreement of a minor. Our first point is this: his agreement is altogether void and inoperative. His agreement is altogether void and inoperative. Then second point is this: he can be a promisee or beneficiary in a contract. A minor can be a promissory or beneficiary in a contract. A promissory not executed in favor of a minor can be enforced. And our third point is this: his agreement cannot be ratified by him on attaining the age of majority. When at the age of minority, if he entered into a contract, he cannot ratify that contract after attaining the age of majority. Then fourth point is this: if he has received any benefit under a void agreement, he cannot be asked to compensate or pay for it. Our fourth point regarding agreement of a minor: if he received any benefit under a void agreement, he cannot be asked to compensate or pay for it. Our fifth point is this: he can always plead minority. A minor can always plead minority. Any money advanced to the minor cannot be recovered. Even when the minor procures a loan by falsely representing that he is of full age, it will not stop him from pleading his minority in a suit to recover the amount, and the suit will be dismissed. Our fifth point is this: a minor can always plead minority. Any money advanced to a minor cannot be recovered. Any money advanced to a minor cannot be recovered. Even when the minor procures a loan by falsely representing that he is of full age, it will not stop him from pleading his minority in a suit to recover the amount, and the suit will be dismissed. Then sixth point regarding an agreement with a minor is this: there can be no specific performance of agreement entered into by him, as they are void ab initio. Our sixth point: there can be no specific performance of the agreement entered into by minor, as they are void ab initio. Seventh point is this: he cannot enter into a contract of partnership. A minor cannot enter into a contract of partnership, but a minor may be admitted to the benefits of partnership with the consent of all other partners. Our eighth point is this: in case of a minor, his estate is liable for necessary goods supplied or necessary services rendered to him. The estate of a minor is liable for necessary goods supplied or necessary services rendered to him. And the ninth point regarding agreement with a minor is this: he can be an agent. A minor can be an agent. Minor can act as agent and bind his principal by his acts without incurring any personal liability. Minor can act as agent and bind the principal by his acts without incurring any personal liability. The 10th point is this. A minor cannot be declared as insolvent because he is not competent to contract. Our 10th point is this. A minor cannot be declared as insolvent. Reason, he is not competent to contract. 11th point regarding agreement with a minor is this. The liability of minor's parents or guardian. A contract made by the minor's parents or guardian or manager of his estate can be specifically enforced by or against the minor, provided the contract is within the scope of authority of the parents and it is for the benefit of the minor. These are the points revealing the position as regards agreement with a minor. Then we discuss about persons of unsound mind. Persons of unsound mind. One of the essential conditions of competency of parties to contract is that they should be of sound mind. I repeat, one of the essential conditions of competency of parties to contract is that they should be of sound mind. Section 12 of Indian Contract Act lays down a test of soundness of mind. This section reads as follows. A person is said to be of sound mind for the purpose of making a contract if at the time when he makes it, he is capable of understanding it and of forming a rational judgment as to its effects upon his interest. I repeat, a person is said to be of sound mind for the purpose of making a contract if at the time when he makes it, he is capable of understanding it and of forming a rational judgment as to its effect upon his interest. A person who is usually of sound mind but occasionally of unsound mind may make a contract when he is of sound mind. I repeat, a person who is usually of sound mind but occasionally of unsound mind may make a contract when he is of sound mind. The following persons are also considered to be the persons of unsound mind. Idiot. An idiot is a person who has completely lost his mental faculties of thinking for rational judgment. An idiot is a person who has completely lost his mental faculties of thinking for rational judgment. All agreements other than those for necessaries of life with the idiots are absolutely void. All agreements other than those of necessaries of life with the idiots are absolutely void. And secondly, lunatics. Lunatics. A lunatic is a person who is mentally disordered due to some mental strain or other personal experience, but who has some lucid intervals of sound mind. A lunatic is a person who is mentally disordered due to some mental strain or other personal experience, but who has some lucid intervals of sound mind. He can enter into contracts during periods when he is of sound mind. He can enter into contracts during periods when he is of sound mind. Thirdly, we discuss about drunken or intoxicated person. Drunken or intoxicated person. A drunken or intoxicated person suffers from temporary incapacity to contract. That is, at the time when he is so drunk or intoxicated that he is incapable of forming a rational judgment. A drunken or intoxicated person suffers from temporary incapacity to contract. That is, at the time when he is so drunk or intoxicated that he is incapable of forming a rational judgment. The position of drunken or intoxicated person is similar to that of a lunatic. The position of drunken or intoxicated person is similar to that of a lunatic. Then other persons. Other persons. Firstly, alien enemy. Alien enemy. Alien means a person who is not a citizen of India. Alien means a person who is not a citizen of India. During the continuance of war with the country to which an alien belongs, he becomes an alien enemy. I repeat, during the continuance of war with a country to which an alien belongs, he becomes an alien enemy. In that situation, he can neither contract with an Indian subject nor he can file a suit in an Indian court. He can do so only after obtaining the permission of the central government. He can do so only after obtaining the permission of the central government. The contract made before war may either be suspended or dissolved. The contract made before war may either be suspended or dissolved. They are dissolved if they found to be against public policy or of benefit to the foreign enemy. Then secondly, foreign sovereigns, the diplomatic staff and accredited representatives of foreign states. Foreign sovereigns, the diplomatic staff and accredited representatives of foreign states. Such persons can enter into a valid contract and can enforce them in Indian courts. Such persons can enter into valid contracts and can enforce them in Indian courts. However, a suit cannot be filed against them in Indian courts without prior sanction of the central government. A suit cannot be filed against them in Indian courts without prior sanction of the central government. And thirdly, joint stock company and corporations incorporated under special acts. Joint stock company and corporations. A corporation or company, being an artificial person and having separate legal entity, can hold property, can purchase or sell property, and can sue or be sued in courts of law. But it cannot enter into contracts which are strictly of personal nature. I repeat, a corporation or company, being an artificial person and having separate legal entity, can hold property and can purchase or sell property and can sue or sued in the courts of law, but it cannot enter into contracts which are strictly of personal nature. And fourthly, discuss about insolvent. Insolvent. When a person is declared as insolvent, his property vests in the official receiver or assignee. We know when a person is declared insolvent, his property vests in the official receiver or assignee, and the insolvent deprived of his power to deal with the property and sue and be sued on his behalf. I repeat, when a person is declared as an insolvent, his property vests in the official receiver or assignee, and the insolvent is deprived of his power to deal with the property and sue and be sued in his behalf. And fifthly, we discuss about felons or convicts. Felons or convicts. A convict cannot enter into a contract while he is undergoing imprisonment. A convict cannot enter into a contract while he is undergoing imprisonment. This inability comes to an end on the expiration of the period of imprisonment or if he has been pardoned. This is all about the capacity to contract. I think the topic explained here is clear for all of you. We will meet again. Till then, goodbye.